Alright, what's up guys? Here with a $200 show match between Jason and Rocker, both right around 6k. First map's gonna be Ancient Cistern. And we'll get started. I'm joined here with Lyra. What's up, Lyra?
What's up? I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. I think I've seen them play on Jason's stream before, but I've never seen them in a show match like this, so see what they pull out in a best of 7, but here we go into game 1. So I've actually watched a lot of Jason's TVP. It seemed like tonight he was doing a lot of multiple Reaper builds. A couple of them where, I don't know the name of it, but the one where you put the bunker behind the Protoss Natural and put 2 Reapers in it with an SCV repairing. We'll see what he pulls out. In the bottom left-hand corner, representing all of Canada, it's the purple Terran player, Jason.
All of Canada, what a feat. In the top right, the green Protoss representing Team Gosu. It's Rocker. Yeah, I wonder when you say that he was streaming these, aggressive Reaper openings, I wonder if some of that is to maybe throw off Rocker. Like if Rocker is going to check out the stream in preparation for the show match, or if he checks his match history, if maybe that's going to get in his head early, thinking that that's a possibility.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I wonder if Rocker was watching a stream before this to get prepared, actually. He was playing Clem's Protoss pretty much non-stop before this, so... I don't know what Clem was doing on NA, but he was.
Jason was, or Rocker was?
Jason was.
I'm sure Clem makes a good practice partner in every matchup.
Yeah. I mean, Clem's Protoss is 6k on NA at least. But probe scouting around. Everything looks pretty normal from Jason so far, going with a single gas opening.
Yeah, I'm always interested in how the mind games play out, what build each player picks first, and then how they react as the series goes on. I'm not necessarily surprised to see just a Reaper expand opening from Jason, but it is interesting. When we've done these show matches in the past, with, say, Kozan or Haffy, a lot of those Terrans often go with a 2-gas expand as an opening, so they can be a little more aggressive and kind of dictate the pace of the whole series, starting with the first game. We do see that bunker behind the minerals, but... Oh, he is making a second Reaper. That's interesting.
And so far, Rocker doesn't see that bunker. I don't know why he would check for it, but... maybe he wasn't watching Jason's stream.
I guess not. I'm a little surprised to see the way that Rocker's playing this also. Just as other Terrans have often in these series done 2-gas expands, Rocker has often done a delayed Nexus where he sends out just a slow Zealot early to try and harass the SCV making the command center. And so I'm surprised to see Rocker not have a proxy, not have anything aggressive, almost trapped that Reaper. Unfortunately, it was a waste of force field energy. Which is really bad because the point of getting Sentry's second unit is to get that hallucination scout ASAP, so you know what Terran's doing in time to react to it. So this is definitely working out well for Jason so far.
Yeah, behind this, getting a tech lab on the factory. Starport just went down. Another bunker back at home in the natural, so a very standard build behind this for Jason. And Rocker just ignoring this and going up to his third base super early. It's a 3:30 third.
I like it, because otherwise nothing was working out for him. This is a good way to make a strong play. Although, the sentry's getting low, he popped the overcharge and still didn't get the SCV. Oh, he's gonna lose this.
Ooh.
Sentry's down.
Yeah, it's a big pick-off. Usually just the shield battery is enough to deal with this, but yeah, Rocker actually losing a unit here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Rocker is handling this badly, but he's handling a little impatiently. But this is certainly something annoying to deal with in Game 1.
Yeah, the SCV finally goes down, Bunker Rush is over, and that second Reaper gets gonna go up into the main, actually gets another probe kill. Almost two more.
Almost, yeah. So, I'm not totally sure what Jason's plan is. He got this instant tech lab on the factory, no Widow Mines, no scouting Hellion. Often when you see that, it's just a defensive Cyclone, but in this case he's just pumping out tanks. Even as his barracks is done, I thought maybe he would put the barracks on that tech lab. I guess it's going on the starports after the Raven. But I feel like he's gearing up towards a committed push with Marine tank Raven.
Certainly seems that way. I feel like Rocker getting that early third might actually kick in the right amount of time to deal with this, though.
Yeah, I like that Rocker's going for charge instead of Blink. I mean, Blink is so useful, but sometimes it's better to not go with the option that is most common, because then you're probably playing into Jason's hands. This is going to let him be a little more aggressive instead of force him to continue to be reactive.
And third base already saturated. Rocker up almost 15 workers. I think he's in a great spot here. Just has to be careful that he sees the move out and has some shield batteries up, but he's got a ton of gateways behind this, so I think he'll be fine.
So Jason actually just transitioning into completely standard, getting double reactor on the factory starport, just sitting here with 3 defensive tanks. So if Rocker had gone for Blink, maybe 3 or 4 gate aggressive Blink, then Jason has blind countered that. But since Rocker isn't, Jason's actually getting quite behind, because each of those tanks was delaying each of the barracks, and therefore both stim and combat shields.
Yeah, Rocker's going up to 10 gateways already, by the way.
Yeah, he's doing the 2 forge build.
And no third out of Jason yet. We'll probably be putting that in, or putting that down as he moves out, I would imagine.
Maybe. He could pull the boys here too. You know, move out with this Raven to see if there's an observer immediately in front. And if he doesn't find one, just pull everything.
Yeah.
Although so far, no boys pull.
This looks like, I mean, kind of a standard push timing, but with the 3 tanks, it's pretty devastating. But he does have +1 finished with stim combat shields. Rocker sitting on +1 armor and some gateway units.
So Jason did start that 3rd CC in the back of his main. He's getting ready for this push. Rocker won't quite have his 2nd set of upgrades done. So this will come down to control. Terran's army is bigger, but the Warpins will be reinforcing Rocker quickly. Every siege he can force out is going to make a big difference here.
Yeah, whole army anti-armor missile here. Jason just gonna stim in, siege up the tanks, and go for it. And pretty nice force fields on the Terran army, although that does mean the charge lots can't rush in. Super battery goes down. And I don't know. There's still a bunch of mines in the back that haven't fired yet. Jason gonna go in towards the bottom. There are 2 immortals in the back. I'd like to see them focus firing the tanks. And there just aren't a lot of charge lots left. Just a few stalkers. I think Jason is gonna crush through this army right now.
Yeah, +1 weapons just finished for Rocker, +2 armor finishing now. It was a really good timing by Jason, hit right before those upgrades kicked in. Those would have made a huge difference in this fight.
And Rocker still has a bunch of probes, but no units anymore. So maybe if he can get rid of this, he'll be in a good spot, but I don't know, there's just so much Terran still here.
Yeah, there's no battery, so these stalkers are going to get pushed out.
And yeah, now the probes are starting to die. I don't know. I don't see Rocker pulling out of this. And GG. Jason takes game 1.
Yeah, one thing that was tough for Rocker is because he was going for this early charge 2 forge build with heavy gateways, his robos were really slow, so he didn't have obs to scout with. He was using hallucinations, but I don't know how much information he had in time to adapt. But I mean, if Jason comes 10 seconds later, I think Rocker holds. So good job to Jason hitting that clutch timing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the force fields either because I feel like charge lots are pretty strong against tanks if they can get on top of them quickly. Because the tanks do a lot of splash to the bio when the charge lots get up to them, but also just charge lots get on the tanks. And I feel like the force field sort of blocked everything, so even the charge lots couldn't really engage. But in the bottom right-hand corner, up 1-0, it's the purple Terran player, Jason.
In the top left, the green Protoss, the hero of our story, because we are, of course, Gosu. It's Rocker.
It's a very early probe out on the map. He's up to no good.
See, this is what I like to see, because I'm not the Terran.
Oh, gateway at home. I think it's going to be a second gate across the map.
Jason going for that early second gas. So his opening is going to match up favorably against what Rocker's doing. It's not necessarily an auto win either way, but
Actually trapping the scouting probe inside. I don't know if that... I assume that depot was supposed to go down before the probe got up the ramp, but just missed. So though I feel like you don't really know what the Terran's doing as the Protoss unless you see the factory finish and see if he pulls off gas or not.
so instant reactors is quite unorthodox. Usually you see the factory, you see Reaper factory ASAP.
Yeah, I think this is going to be for double Reaper. I saw Jason do this earlier.
So Rocker's still making a Zealot from this second gateway. I almost wonder if maybe it made more sense to start it with gateway at home and send it slowly across the map so that I guess it doesn't make a difference. He's just making 1 unit from the proxy, chronoing that out.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually double Marine out of the barracks. That scouting probe finally goes down. Looks like Jason's looking to take his CC on the low ground, which I think is ill-advised given the situation. Yeah, that probe's gonna go down right away. He actually has to cancel it. That's a shame. But Rocker coming up the ramp. Only 2 Marines here for Jason. CC going down on the high ground this time. And a couple of Widow Mines coming out of that factory, so that actually will probably help out a fair amount here. But no bunker and just 1 Marine at a time, so kinda really needs a good Widow Mine shot here.
It's interesting how this is ending up. If Jason had done the more standard version of the 2 gas opening, he would have been in a commanding position, but since he didn't scout at all and went for that reactor Marine, he has to play a lot more defensively right now, which is probably annoying because he probably expected to just get strictly ahead from the opening. But I guess I'm also not exactly sure what Rocker expected to accomplish. I think getting a cancel on the CC is probably almost as good as he could expect. I mean, maybe from a Reaper expand, there's a possibility that the proxy second gate can actually win. But I think that would be atypical against a Terran of this caliber.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more of a delay on this CC too, because Jason has to use Widow Mines to push down the ramp here, and well, now they're invisible. That'll help, but Rocker might be able to pick one off as he backs up. Oh, I guess it takes 7 shots to kill a Widow Mine. Today I learned. But fortunately behind this, Rocker does have an Observer out, so Visible Mines shouldn't do that much damage, and I think Rocker... Let's see... I mean, if he was paying attention, he should know that they're upgraded.
Well, he hasn't seen any of them fire.
Yeah, they look a little different, though.
Do they?
Yeah, they get like a... I don't know. A little more red, I think. A little bit bigger. There are a lot of Widow Mines out, though. There's 4 coming into the natural right now. There's another drop headed over the proxy that Rocker's clearing up now, but mines burrowing in the natural. No pull of the probes. 8 already going down. 12 in total. Yikes.
So 12 probes go down, but this command center's going down too. This is a messy game.
Yeah, there's a tank on the high ground, but I don't know. Rocker can probably just blink up here and kill everything. Does he have blink? Oh no, no blink.
So Widow Mine drop number 2 is in the main of Rocker. He has to sacrifice some probes to the mine god.
Yeah, it does see it this time. Only gonna lose 1 or 2 here. Or 4. 1 more shot went off. But Rocker's got some stalkers behind, and like I said, he did kill this CC from Jason, so Jason's sitting on 1 base to 2 here, even if he's up in workers. He can't really take advantage of that.
Another drop in Rocker's Nat.
Yeah, another 8 probes going down. So Rocker down to just 23, and Jason just going back and forth with this drop. But I think Jason's just going to try to end it here. He's up to 3 tanks, 4th on the way. He's going Banshees. He doesn't have a second CC started, so he's just going to try one final push here.
I think this push will be scary. Oh, another drop in the main. He's got... Oh, 6 more probes. He had the Observer, but not the firepower to stop it.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it in time to pull either. Mine's going to try to go into the natural here, but Rocker does see him.
So, army value does favor Protoss, but without Blink or Charge, I'm not sure that makes a difference. Especially when we factor in the SCVs that are getting pulled. I think Rocker will be hard-pressed to hold this.
I mean, there's 4 tanks, 1 shield battery. Yeah, I agree. I don't see how he kills this army. Rocker does see it coming. Hopefully it can force a siege out of range. But Jason's not biting, just moving forward. And Rocker is focusing the tanks. Does get 3 of them down right away, but the Marines have stim and they do a lot of damage too. So Super Battery is activated. That will help out a lot in this fight. Actually, this is really well microed by Rocker here. I don't think the Marines can break through the Super Battery as the tank's good, so I think Rocker's going to hold this.
Yeah, the Marines don't have stim or combat shields.
Oh, they didn't have stim. Sorry, I thought I saw him stim.
Wow. Excellent hold by Rocker. He really closed the gap as the tanks were sieging and just no hesitation focused them.
Yeah, really great game. I didn't know who was going to win that last fight till I saw how Rocker microed it, and I'm like, oh, that worked really well. But we're all tied up 1-1 here, going into game 3 on Babylon. Oops, what did I just click? I just clicked ad break. How do I cancel that? God damn it.
What have you done?
Well, it's a 1 minute ad break that I don't know how to cancel. Sorry, guys.
Does that mean we should postpone the introduction?
Yeah. At least I didn't run it during the game. Problem is, when I set the scores in OBS, I click in the gray area to deselect it, and that's right next to the ad button because I have them split screened. So, poor placement. Oh, we'll get some revenue out of this game.
We're live again?
15 seconds.
Oh.
Although subs don't see the ads, so... That's why you gotta sub, guys. When I misclick the ad button, you won't see it. Alright. So welcome back from that totally intentional ad break. In the bottom right-hand corner, it's the purple Terran all tied up now. Jason.
In the top left, representing Team Gosu, it's Rocker.
And once again, Jason opening with the double gas. But there's a million different variations of this, so who knows what he's doing this time. Does block the follow-up scout with the depot.
Well, Rocker saw that it's 2 gas. That's all the information you're ever going to get out of this. And it's good having that information instead of none.
Yeah, this is actually the style I want to switch to doing in TVP. So I feel like you have so many options once the follow-up scout's blocked, and they really have no way to scout it.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just not good enough with these kind of openings. But as the Terran player, I don't know how to expect which option is actually going to be particularly effective. So I feel like there's a lot of luck there, and I don't like having luck in my gameplay. So I usually don't do this in T vs P unless it's Terran vs random.
Yeah, I mean, if you pick what you do sort of randomly, it makes it really hard to predict in a team game, or in a series rather. And none of them are really bad options. I mean, I guess the one base pushes are, but you can always just take a high ground CC and just play normally.
Wow, really fast second barracks. So looks like Jason's going for a 1 base all in this game.
Hell yeah.
I guess he
Tank
figured
Liberator?
That, yeah, maybe. I guess he figures that's the thing Rocker would least expect after that tank push failed last game. Because we're in for a tank push this game.
He made a second barracks too, which I feel like when I do this I can't afford a barracks and a liberator, so maybe it'll be a medevac instead. Oh no, gonna be Banshee. Or
Might
Raven,
be
I
Raven.
guess. Reaper goes down. I don't know if Jason saw anything, but probably doesn't matter since he's gonna be the one attacking first.
Well, he saw double sentry, which is pretty unorthodox on its own. Rocker going to 4 gates. I almost wonder if this is going to be like a Glaives build. Charge.
Rocker's Phoenix doesn't get into the main to see anything. Really nice marine placement by Jason. So completely blind, except he did see the tank on the low ground, and that there's no CC.
So
it will be Banshee.
Yeah, that cloak's gonna be nasty. Rocker is sending another Phoenix. It'll see the cloak, but it's gonna miss the push. I mean, I know I said this last game, but I really don't know how Rocker's gonna hold this one. This is a much faster push, and Rocker's build's a little wonky.
Now Jason's at his front door. How many tanks does he have this time? 2? 2 tanks, 1 Banshee, 12 Marines. But there are a few shield batteries and a cannon coming up on the high ground. Cannon will help out with the Banshee.
This is scary. I wouldn't want to be either player in this scenario.
It's going to be a lot about control here. One of the shield batteries, though, is going to go down without doing anything, so that's a feels bad man for Rocker. But still has the cannon, one more shield battery on the high ground. I like that Rocker's just delaying here, too. As I say that, he runs down the ramp.
Oh no, those zealots got so clumped between the bunkers.
Yeah, I think that's it. I feel like you just want to mine as much as you can on the natural and sack it here while you build up units on the high ground, because you should have a big income advantage the longer it takes Jason to push up.
Yeah, but it's a question of if every single unit Jason has is either a Banshee, a tank, or a Marine inside a bunker, do charge lots ever stop that?
Probably not. But I would never go into the bunkers. But Jason's not dead yet. There are still 3 tanks and 2 Banshees and no units out of Rocker, but staying in the game. He's got a couple more gateways on the high ground starting up. He is an Immortal. So it looks like he is just going to sack this Nexus and mine whenever he can. I don't know, the Immortal is coming down. There's no way the Immortal breaks this. I still think his only chance was to save units up on the high ground.
Problem is, you can't stop the Banshees from killing literally every single unit he has. Well, okay, I guess he's got 4 Stalkers now, but... There's 3. There's no detection. Actually, yeah, these Banshees can just walk up and kill every Stalker and then every Probe. The Marines and tanks are just... wasted supply at this point.
Yeah.
These
Well, Jason
pushing so methodically, though.
Yeah, he's very diligent about waiting for the bunkers to get up. Rocker's actually trying to cut off reinforcements with the Prism. We'll also have a nice counterattack from the, or I guess, collapsing attack from the back. He does want to surround. Oh no, the Prism just flew over the Marines. Oh, that's gotta be game. I don't know if that was a misclick or if he was trying to do that, but it was a free Prism.
Yeah, I mean, the Banshees had just dived the Stalkers, and because of the building placement, the Stalkers were a little split up. So he was trying to micro them together. Wow. Jason's just going home?
I think he's checking for hidden bases because he doesn't know why Rocker hasn't left yet.
It's a smart move, but it actually gives Rocker a way back in now, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the oppressive contain is gone.
Yeah, Rocker still has 30 workers, and Jason's been muling his main, so it's already down to... Is it 7 patches? Yeah, a couple of them are almost gone. Actually, how does Rocker have fewer minerals than Jason? I guess he was muling the right patch. But Rocker pushing out. He does have 2 Archons here and an Observer.
Speed Banshees racing towards Rocker's main, no cannon.
Yeah, this is gonna get a lot of probe kills.
It's time for Rocker to pull the boys.
Literally, yeah, there's nothing else they can do to be useful.
Here comes Rocker's counterattack.
Yeah, he did make another
Jason
Prism.
sees it coming.
Oh my god, there's 7 tanks. There's no way. Archons are pretty good, I guess. Oh, is he gonna break this? How do you run up a ramp into 7 tanks and win? What? He almost broke that. It's just the Banshee left.
Win's a strong word.
Still, that was way better than I thought it would go. GG. So Jason going up to 2-1. Pretty pretty back and forth series here.
Well, so far we've seen 3 tank pushes. If I was Rocker, I would bet on seeing a tank push next game. It's just a question of at what timing.
Yeah. Alright, going into game 4 on altitude. No ad break this time, although I am curious how much you make from ads. I gotta go check. You get like 2 cents for that, or? Alright, in the top right-hand corner, back in the lead. It's the purple Terran player, Jason.
In the bottom left, the green Protoss. Has he had enough of getting tank pushed? It's Rocker.
The only sad part about this matchup is we don't get to see the Nexus Forge opening that Rocker does like exclusively in PvZ.
Well, we'll get his Zerg for the next show match then. So, I don't know what, how Rocker imagined the games to unfold in this series, but this is a good map for this point in the series. With Jason, leaning on these tank pushes, this is definitely the worst map in the entire pool for a tank push. So at a minimum, it's going to force Jason to switch things up, and maybe that'll give Rocker the chance he needs to swing the momentum of this series.
Yeah, why do you say it's bad for tanks? Just because it's super open and not a lot of good spots?
It's the longest map by a large margin.
I see.
Like if you tank push, there's at least an entire extra warp in by the time you get there, at a minimum. I mean, I guess you could always just proxy the factory.
You're just not playing aggressively enough.
So we do have a different opening from Jason. He's gone for a reactor expand. So just the one gas, but no Reaper. He is SCV scouting. Which I think is a first this series?
SCV scouting?
Yeah.
I think he did in the first game.
Okay.
But not the next two.
So Reactor Marine's coming out, and he's got him rallied across the map right now. I'm not sure if that's a mistake.
Marine's just gonna
Oh,
guard the ramp.
I wonder if we're going to see Reactor Hellion here. If the barracks and factory are going to switch once the factory finishes.
He did build it pretty close. I like proxying the factory, or proxying the starport when I do Hellions.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that lets you get more potential for a Hellion drop, but the way most people run this is they'll just go the single round of Reactor Hellion and then do Reactor Mines afterwards, and it doesn't do you much good to make Widow Mines if your starport's proxied, then you have to walk the mines across the map.
True, you need to proxy the factory too.
But then to get the reactor, you would have to proxy the barracks.
I just put everything over there. I don't see the problem.
But so I think if you do the proxy starport, you limit your options too much because you pretty much have to rely on Hellions. And the Hellions can work, like, especially if you amass enough to a drop in the main, run by in the net same time. That could work, but
research complete.
It's a little risky. Investing so many minerals in something that can't stop a blink all in. And we do have blink this game. So far just going up to 3 gates.
Yeah, but Jason's moving across the map here. Rocker did get a scout with the hallucinated phoenix, but is Jason just gonna run up this ramp right now?
It could work. Rocker's expecting a Widowmine drop. He's got Stalkers in the main. I mean, there are 2 sentries here.
Looks like Jason's just gonna boost the mines up the ramp here. This is actually a pretty interesting attack. So, good force fields. Ooh, both sentries getting targeted. I don't know if Jason clicked that, but pretty good target fire. If so, 6 probes going down, even though it wasn't a conventional mine drop. But there are a lot of stalkers here, so I don't think Jason's gonna kill him here, but he already did so much probe damage. I don't know if that matters.
Well, 10 probes is a lot, but Terran threw away a lot of army value to get that damage in. Yeah, it was interesting. He carpet bombed the army, but of those 4 mines, 1 did target probes and got 6 at once.
I'd like to think he target fired every single mine. That was all intentional.
It's possible. So, Jason doing a standard transition from here. He is going, making takes again. Which definitely makes sense since he knows Rocker has Blank.
And Rocker did go across the map looking for some damage, but with the tank on the high ground and the bunker, and Jason has the rest of his units up at the blink spot in the main, I don't see Rocker getting anything done here. But he will try. Wow, there's 3 tanks.
I don't think he should try. Looks like he's happy with a light contain.
Yeah, as Observer did see the tank and units on the high ground, so...
Oh, I'm not
Hopefully
a fan
he
of what
knows.
Rocker's doing now. He's... So, he's on 3 gates, but he's going double Forge and Colossus all at the same time. I think that's going to make him very vulnerable to this tank push when Stim's done. Stim's finishing now. +1's a little far out, but I would really like to see Rocker, you know, staying on 1 Forge in the Colossi to get a faster gate count. Like, he's getting charged, but he can only warp in 3 zealots at a time.
Yeah, just too much at once. He will have at least 1 Colossus out for the push, which is more than he's had for any of the previous games.
Yeah, but he knows that Jason has the Raven. His Observer saw it. This Raven has 2 disables.
His plan is to pick it off on the move out and blink away.
Hey, good plan.
Oh! Does he get it? Oh, he didn't target it. He could have had it. Said he's gonna lose some stalkers here.
Well, he is slowing Jason down, if a little. He's got 3 more gates coming. Now he's panicked, making 4 more.
Oh yeah, 6 gates, 7 gates in production.
Neither of his upgrades will be done in time, and the Robo and these 2 gates are within tank range if Rocker sieges from the low ground instead of the natural or 3rd.
Oh, these Colossus are way out front too. They're actually gonna maybe both get picked off, at least one of them. And yeah, that's the only units that Rocker has out front here. The Stalkers are coming in from the back. And like you mentioned, there weren't enough gateways to get charge loss. Extended Thermal Lance cancelled. And somehow the tanks are on the high ground of Rocker's main base already.
Yeah, that's not where Protoss wants them.
So Jason just crushing through. Yeah, Rocker just had no units. Jason decided he's done enough damage. He's gonna let Rocker live for now.
Well, I'm not sure if that's true. He has a massive army value lead. I think he just consolidates and attacks, and wherever he goes, he wins.
Yeah, looks like he's gearing up for the third base. And yeah, just 4 zealots, 3 stalkers, and an immortal against this. So the mines alone are gonna kill half the army.
Yeah. GG.
Right, that puts Jason on match point, 3-1. And another game with a tank push.
I called it.
It ain't broke.
I do really like Jason's opening though, or like that carpet bomb Widowmine drop. Like he knows that Protoss knows it's coming, so Protoss has his unit split to prepare for a normal Widowmine drop, and then he just crosses the map with everything.
Yeah. I don't know why it's never occurred to me to bring the mines with the push. It's like, of course the mines go to the main. Why would they not? Here we go, in the bottom right-hand corner, the purple Terran player on match point. It's Jason.
In the top left, the green Protoss, he's down 1-3. Can he come back? It's Rocker. Nevaeh calls out a reverse sweep time.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I'm ready.
Once Rocker figures out how to kill a tank, it's all over.
Well, he's been actually very good at killing tanks this series. It's everything else that becomes more problematic.
Yeah, and the timings from Jason have been super sharp, so Rocker cutting a few corners, it seems, trying to get, I guess, upgrades and Colossus and Charge all at the same time on Double Forge with, I think, 3 gate. And it was just too much at once. But he's had some surprising holds, too, so...
Yeah, I certainly don't count Rocker out. And I'm looking forward to him picking some games, even if, of course, I'm rooting for him because he's Gosu. I would also like to see more games in the series. I think the viewers would agree. Everyone, give Rocker your energy.
Well, Jason just blocked the Nexus for the first time this series. So Rocker actually going to the third base location right away. This just is so vulnerable.
Well, this is how he'll buy time for the tank push, is he gives him a more forward target that he has to siege at before he gets to the natural.
It's a fake Nexus. He doesn't put any probes on it. Jason actually checking for it, but he will find it at the third location.
How long does it take one stalker to kill an eBay? We're about to find out.
Literal years. He gave up. He's got to go deal with the Reaper. Back to the NG Bay.
So, Blink first coming out of Rocker. So Jason going for this instant tech lab again. Could just be for Quick Raven, but I'm guessing, based on how the games have gone, that he's gearing up for another tank push.
Yeah, he does seem to like the tank style in this matchup. And it will be tanks.
So Rocker did kill the Reaper before it could see his tech. So Jason's a little in the dark. Might make him play a little more passively.
Yeah, no third yet from Rocker.
Two more gates going down in the natural.
And Robo finishing probably for a Prism, if I had to guess. Maybe just an Obs.
So looks like Rocker is going to get that third Nexus in this natural.
I assume
I
he's
like
still going to
this.
go across here for a blink pressure, even though he's expanding behind.
Yeah, he'll probably put out a light contain again. I like this safety tart come out from Jason in his natural, since he can't rule out DTs.
Haven't seen any DTs yet. We do have a tank in the main base for Jason once again. The Obs will come up and see it. But see if Rocker wants to go for it this time. Looks like he might.
Tank getting some good shots off, but this main is so big, it's hard for Terran to lock down everything.
Yeah, tank's positioned as well as it can be. One Stalker does go down to the Marines, and they will blink out.
Well, Rocker's doing the exact same build as on Altitude, getting 2 Forge and Bay same time. We'll see if he can get enough units out to hold Jason's imminent push. Oh, Jason missed +1 weapons attack, so his push won't be as strong as it ought to be. So that might be the edge that Rocker needs to hold this time. Actually,
Yeah, that's
Jason's
kind of a
just
big
playing
deal.
altogether differently. I think he's really worried about, with the size of the main, like heavy stalker pressure, because he's moving out on the periphery of the map with a double drop, keeping his tanks at home for now. Or
Moving out. The tank pushes must continue until morale improves. And Rocker picking off some of the reinforcements with these stalkers, but at the same time, drop going into the main from Jason. And nothing here yet. There is a Colossus that'll be out momentarily. But Rocker did not see this coming.
he does get on Terran's army before the tank siege, though.
Yeah, first tank going down, rest of the army retreating. But yeah, the double drop in the main is still killing stuff. 7 probes go down, Rocker recalling back, Robo falls. Yeah, it looks like Rocker...
I didn't see if a Colossus finished. Did a Colossus finish and die?
I believe it did, yeah. Yeah, one Colossus died.
So, army value favors Terran. If he can consolidate his force, I think another attack by Terran would be pretty deadly right now.
He does get the Observer at his natural as well. Rocker going up to a 4th base. 2 Robos coming down. And yeah, no Colossus in his army. Can't even start him up yet, and Jason's pushing across the map once again.
Well, Rocker does have a double upgrade lead, and he's got enough gates. I think he holds here, unless the Widow Mines just get absurd damage on the Zealots. But he's got an obs.
Oh, Jason just realized he never started +1. That was the moment. But another drop going in on the west side of the map. So Rocker just have to cancel the 4th base, and this army is going to come up into his, I guess, natural / 3rd. And we're going to do a bit of a base trade here. Rocker just abandoning the 3rd. And he's going to kill Jason's natural here as well. There are a couple Liberators on the high ground now for Jason that might make it a little bit hard for Rocker to push up here. The Rocker's already done a pretty good amount of damage. Can he hold on at home, though? A lot of probes going down in Jason's, or sorry, in Rocker's natural. Probably should have pulled those, but there's just a lot going on right now on the map, so.
Yeah, Jason hit his main in that same time with drops. Like, pull the probes to where?
That's a good point. The Nexus in the main going down as well. 32 probes. Jason has a 40 to 28 worker lead here, but still doesn't have +1. It's almost done. Oh, one of those medevacs going down. Rocker going with the top right hidden base. This natural is, well, not looking good. I won't lie. But he is mining on more bases than Jason is. Jason's just starting his natural back up now.
Oh, he's gonna fly over the hidden base. Oh no, these probes!
Yeah, it's pretty devastating for Rocker. He doesn't have another Nexus started anywhere, so.
Oh, Rocker was preempting the multi-prong going back in his main, but he came a little too early, and Terran scanned and confirmed before he dropped. Terran's setting up a contain now.
And the drop of the main looks like it's going to come down and join the main army. Rocker does have 2-2 though.
Yeah.
Which actually is a huge deal.
Oh, he's got 2 Colossi coming out. I assume no range. Yeah, no range, but 2-2. Does he have a prism? No prism. It's tough for Rocker because he can't even get these stalkers out of his main. The Terran contain is actually really strangling. Rocker's just gonna have to go full frontal.
Yeah, I think if he can dodge some of the mine shots with the stalkers, and he does. I mean, honestly, I feel like he could take this army right now.
No obs, so he can't. Yeah, he's waiting on this obs.
Oh, hallucinated Phoenix. Grabs another mine shot.
That one was ambitious.
Unfortunately, he waited a little bit too long, and one of the mines already recharged.
He's got his obs out though, and Terran's.
Well, does pick off 2 mines with the stalkers.
Jason's reinforcing with fresh troops. He's on 2 base income.
Yeah, the longer this goes, the better it is for Jason. So Rocker's got to make a move at some point.
So Rocker does get these stalkers out. Rocker's getting range. Oh, he picks 3 ghosts.
This is actually a pretty good counterattack here from Rocker. And once again, he's got 2-2 against 1-0. So it's going to be really hard for these Marines to do anything about this.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be hard for Rocker to get out of the contain. There's 3 Liberators now.
Oh, Rocker losing 3 of those Stalkers across the map.
Looks like Rocker's getting ready to break out.
He's coming. And again, the upgrades are such a brutal lead. As long as he can kill the Liberators. But there is a lot of bio here. A couple of ghosts with the EMPs. A couple more Liberators sieging up as well. There aren't that many Stalkers to deal with the Liberators. So, honestly, reasonably even fight. But that's not really what Rocker needed.
These Liberators are so oppressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
Colossus
Widow
going
Mines.
down to a mine shot. And GG, well played, Jason. Gonna take the series 4-1. But really good game, especially that last one was also another really good game.
Yeah, I think that was the closest match in the series by far. But well played by both players.
Yeah, well played. All right, yeah. Thanks again to Jason for doing the show match with us, and also doubling the prize pool. So really appreciate that. Well played to both players. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I think we might be going into our Diamond 1 power ranking match. So we have a pretty big tournament we're doing inside our team where every Diamond player plays every other Diamond player, and we're in the finals of that now. I believe it's Parmigiano versus the Evil One. So let me just check if they want to play. Otherwise we might come back later, but